The introduction of the two-pot system in South Africa, its potential impact on the retirement outcomes of many South Africans is a topical conversation at the moment. It all, of course, comes into effect on the 1st of September. And so today we thought, as part of our Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum conversations, we might discuss exactly that. And I'm pleased to tell you that the GM of Old Mutual Corporate Consultants, Blessing Utete, joins us once again in studio. Blessing, the clock is ticking. Many people excited. And there's some serious thought. There is some serious thought to be given to what the two-pot system is going to mean for retirement outcomes for South Africans. It's a crucial development, though, isn't it?
It is, Bongani. Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. So certainly it is a significant change in the retirement industry, and effectively, I mean, it's a massive milestone in terms of the regulatory landscape for retirement funds. And I think what the buzz is, and you're saying, TikTok is really poignant because the buzz is really around the savings part of that, the access that people are going to be getting. But I think the real conversation needs to turn around to retirement, because this is giving a change in terms of how people are going to get retirement outcomes better, because it means people are going to preserve more ultimately. And that's really what the retirement pot of the savings of the two-pot retirement system means.
How does it improve retirement outcomes?
So effectively, we've got a situation in a way. I mentioned at the last thing that we looked at the Mercer Pensions Index, which says we are on adequacy. We are 42nd out of 47 countries, which is a dire statistic. One of the challenges has really been that when our system allows people to take their money when they change jobs. And that has been a real dent on the outcomes that people get at retirement. So what the two-pot system allows and sort of strengthens is it reduces the leakage. Going forward from the 1st of September, the retirement pot will not be accessed until you get to retirement age. So yes, it's an elegant way in which regulators has put this together, in the sense that the savings pot, you can have some access for emergencies, but the main part that I really want people to pay more attention to is the retirement side of it. You're going to keep your money for retirement until you get to retirement.
Let it serve its actual purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely.
At your Thought Leaders Forum, you had also speakers like Dr. David Knox, who is, of course, a senior partner at Mercer Australia. And Dr. Knox emphasized the importance of having adequate savings when you retire. Not many of us are as well prepared as we should be.
Absolutely. I mean, we when we talk about adequacy, we talk about how are people able to replace their to maintain their lifestyle when they get to retirement. And unfortunately, we've got this dire stat that's been bandied about for the number of years. Only 6% of people can actually retire comfortably when they get to retirement. So 94% of the people can't retire comfortably. They can't replace the lifestyle that they had when they were working. So that's really the essence of what we need to try and solve. How do we improve those outcomes? And that's the discussions we had at the Thought Leadership Forum.
You talk about innovations, and I've seen other countries like the Netherlands, for example. What do they have? That collective defined contribution scheme. What is that? And is that an innovation we could try?
Absolutely. So we had Colin Haynes join us at the Thought Leaders Forum, and he spoke about the new system that they're launching for in the UK for the Royal Mail. It's effectively the collective defined contribution. It's effectively a hybrid between what you used to have in the old days, which was the defined benefit arrangement, and what we have today, defined contribution. So defined contribution today is you and I, we contribute and we save our pot of money, and at retirement, we take our money and we use that to buy a pension. What collective defined contribution tries to do, it tries to share some of the risks that we take on our own, and therefore it does improve the outcomes that people have. So effectively, you actually sharing the longevity risks and some of the risks that are inherent in retirement savings in the collective defined contribution schemes.
I suppose you might argue that global trends are around this idea of flexibility, but also bearing sustainability in mind when it comes to retirement systems. Are there other reforms that you think we could implement that might assist South Africans to be better prepared for retirement?
So admittedly, with two-pot system, the regulators' hands are full at the moment trying to get this through, and I think it's a massive step in the right direction. The next elements are really around things like enrollment, making sure that we've got enough people in the retirement savings coverage, because a lot of people are employed. They work for employers that may have retirement funds, but they're not participating in that. So I think the next sort of iteration of reform is really going to be around how do we get more people covered? And then we can go to some of these innovative systems like the collective defined contribution arrangements, which also require regulation to implement.
Retirement in South Africa remains a challenge and will have a generational impact on the socio-economic well-being of our country. And that was really what the inaugural Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum was all about, bringing together foremost thinkers, both local and international, committed to reshaping the future of retirement outcomes for South Africa. And so together with industry experts, they've influenced insights, ideas, and new solutions that could result in better retirement outcomes. You can check out all of that information and download the Mindspace Thought Leadership publication by going to oldmutual.co.za/Thought Leaders Forum for more information. And as always, of course, it's been a great pleasure to be in conversation with Blessing Utete, who is, as I say, the GM for Old Mutual Corporate Consultants.
702 is in conversation with the Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum, discussing the future of South Africa's retirement landscape.